applying economic frameworks and business analytics to assess environmental impacts on local enterprises. A case study of Nick's Deli, Warragamba, New South Wales. The contemporary business problem chosen was that of a local small business, Nick's Deli, located in the Silverdale, Warragamba area. This faces an increase in operational disruption, property damage, and rising insurance/operational costs from repeated severe weather and flood events. A proxy data set was chosen of revenue impact of environmental disruptions, Nick's Deli, Warragamba, New South Wales. As no publicly available data set exists for individual small businesses in the Silverdale, Warragamba region, a proxy data set was constructed to represent Nick's Deli. The data set was designed to model realistic financial and operational impacts of recurrent severe weather and flooding events on a small business, drawing on patterns observed in Wollondilly Shire Council reports from 2020 to 2024. The economic frameworks. Consumer and producer choice. Consumer choice. Consumers in the Silverdale and Warragamba region exhibit rational decision-making influenced by income, convenience, and perceived product quality. During flood-affected periods from the dataset, for example, 2022, which had 5 closure days, consumer choice was constrained by accessibility, causing a reduce in patronage. For example, average monthly customers fell from 2,200 to 2,050. Next, producer choice. From the producer's perspective, Nick's Deli must allocate limited resources, for example labour and capital, to maximise profit under risk. Their decision to invest in flood-proofing measures and diversify sales channels in 2024 demonstrates utility maximisation under constraints, shifting from short-term cost saving to long-term resilience. Their market structure. Nick's Deli operates within a monopolistic competitive market where numerous small firms vie for a similar consumer base but differentiate through branding, quality, and local engagement. The deli's strategic response to external shocks and competitive pressures reflects both the flexibility and the fragility inherent in this market structure. In the short run, Nick's Deli may earn abnormal profits during stable periods or when competitors face temporary challenge closures, for example, flood recovery. In 2024, after investing in resilience measures and reopening faster than others, their monthly revenue rose to $39,200, which is a sign of its temporary competitive advantage. Their long run, as competitors adopt or re-enter, profits return toward normal levels due to easy market entry. Differentiation through service quality and community engagement becomes essential to maintaining market share. Okay, economic frameworks continued. I've got the demand and supply. So for the demand slide, I've got the flood events temporarily reduce effective demand for deli products as mobility falls and consumer spending shifts to essential goods. Now for the supply side, I've got Nick's Deli's ability to supply goods is constrained by weather disruptions, for example, supply chain delays, delivery interruptions, and spoilage. Next, I've got elasticity. So for the PED, I've got for everyday food and beverages, demand tends to be inelastic. Now for the income elasticity of demand, given Silverdale's middle income demographic, Nick's Deli's products behave as normal goods. Demand rises moderately with disposable income. Lastly, I've got the elasticity of supply, as the business exhibits relatively inelastic supply in the short run as capacity, staff and stock can't adjust quickly to shocks. Using Excel, I was able to make 4 charts. First of all, the line chart, which represents consumer and producer choice, then the column chart, which represents demand and supply, then I've got the scatter plot, which represents elasticity, and then I've got the stacked area chart, which represents the market structure. I also chose to do a regression, which demonstrates the high R-squared value, the slope coefficient, intercept coefficient, and the predicted value formula, which can inform risk scenarios and insurance coverage planning, supporting financial decision making under uncertainty. Lastly, we have the summary statistics. The summary statistics show that the average number of flood/storm closure days between 2021 and 2025 was 3 days, with a corresponding average estimated revenue loss of $4,340. The relatively high standard deviation in revenue loss indicates variability in the financial impact of closures, likely due to the differences in flood severity or timing. The strong positive correlation between closures and revenue loss, confirmed by the regression, highlights the vulnerability of Nick's Deli to weather events. Integrating these theories and analytical findings demonstrate how economic reasoning and business analytics jointly transform raw data into actionable insights. Theory explains why the losses occur, and analytics quantify how much they matter, enabling evidence-based decision-making to enhance sustainability and profitability. In conclusion, this product demonstrates my ability to integrate economic reasoning with data-driven business analysts to address real-world local challenges. By applying economic frameworks such as consumer and producer choice, demand and supply, elasticity, and market structure, alongside quantitative tools like Excel regression, summary statistics, and charts, I have shown how theory can be operationalized into actionable business insights. These analytical and interpretive skills are highly transformable roles in business consulting, data analysts, and financial management, where professionals must identify patterns in complex data sets, interpret market behavior, and communicate evidence-based recommendations. For example, as a business analyst or operations coordinator, the ability to link statistical results with economic context would enable informed decision-making around risk management, pricing strategies, and business continuity planning. Through this project, I have also strengthened essential employability attributes such as critical thinking, problem solving, digital literacy, and data storytelling. Analyzing Nick Stelly's exposure to environmental disruption illustrates how economic and analytical tools can guide small business resilience strategies. These competencies demonstrate my readiness to contribute to organizations that rely on data-informed insights to improve operational efficiency and respond effectively to external challenges. Thank you.